There are currently 2 nights of WrestleMania, and that means 2 main events of WrestleMania, so it should be easy to know who's going to fill those slots, because in the past, it was almost like a no-brainer. We had no choice. It had to be that guy and that guy. But lately, the roster is just so stacked that it's like, there's so many possibilities. So many possibilities that we can pick and choose, and it's harder than ever to actually get that top billing either night 1 or night 2, and that's what we're going to do today. We are going to predict who is going to be the main event of night 1 and night 2. I've broken it down to 5 people who I think are going to be, no matter what, they will be in those main events. It's Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, Roman Reigns, John Cena, and CM Punk. One of those 5 will be night 1, night 2. And then another one of those 5 will be night 1, night 2. And then I will talk and discuss each of their opponents. And then at the end of the video, I'll tell you who I'm actually going to go with based on what I say here. Let's just go over everyone. So, Cody Rhodes, let's break down all of his opponents. First off is The Rock, the final boss. I thought this was a shoo-in, especially after The Rock came out on the Raw after WrestleMania last year. He literally said, "I'm coming back for you, Cody." He gives him some mysterious object.
I have something to give you. You don't even have to open your hand to know what this is.
And then he leaves. And then at Bad Blood, he comes out when Roman and Cody have teamed together. He's like, 1, 2, and then 3, and then poof. Raw, Netflix happened, and, well, the final boss didn't come out, but Dwayne Johnson came out. The Rock came out, and he thanked his sponsors, and I'm not really going to get into that, but the thing that he really did, though, was he completely squashed the beef with him and Cody. He actually just straight up joked about how he told Mama Rhodes that he was going to put blood all over his belt and hand it to her. And Cody was like, "Ha ha ha, good times, chop." And it's like, yeah, if that wasn't enough to completely kill the feud that we've all been dying to see, then they went and had some tequila in the back, the parking lot. Cheers, mate. And it's like, tequila, more like to kill your storyline. Am I right? Am I right? Get it? Tequila. Anyways, I just don't think now that Rock and Cody, I don't think it's happening. I think maybe The Rock's commitments. I heard he has to reshoot Moana, the live action series, so maybe that's what it is. Whatever the case may be, it does not seem like The Rock is going to be facing Cody anymore, and that's what I thought all year long. I will say this, though. On the January 7th, day after Raw edition of NXT, The Rock did say that he did address how people were like, last year they were like, "Don't be mean to Cody," and then this year they were like, "Why are you being so nice to Cody?" He addressed it, so he's listening to the fans, and then he also said, "You know what? Enjoy the ride. The Rock, the final boss, is 20 steps ahead. And if you go 20 days from the 7th, that's January 27th. And that is also the day that Roman Reigns says that he is going to have an acknowledgement ceremony or something like that. Because Paul Heyman was like, "We got to do something." And Roman said, "On January 27th, we will." So I don't know if that plays into it. But as of right now, yeah, Rock and Cody, not looking so good. Since we're on the subject of Roman, we might as well address that. Roman versus Cody Rhodes. That definitely could sell tickets because, well, it sold tickets to WrestleMania 39, WrestleMania 40, and WrestleMania 40 was an all-time banger. But would they do 3 in a row? You know what? I'm beginning to think they might. I don't think that was in the plans, but now, why not? Why not? If The Rock can't do it, what's Roman going to do? Roman has only so many opponents that he can face. He can face anybody, but how many people are they going to really let Roman fight? If Roman fought, Jacob fought too, that's not going to be a main event. So Cody Rhodes is definitely there, and it could be their rubber match. It could literally be their rubber match to see who is the better. And it's a completely different storyline now in that Roman's going to be coming in as a pseudo face, therefore he's not going to bring his bloodline. It's going to be literally one-on-one for the first time in their matchup, and we can see truly who the better champion is. So Roman versus Cody, that's a definite high possibility, and it's even more likely than ever now because on SmackDown, Paul Heyman came and put Roman Reigns' name into the Royal Rumble proverbial hat.
Roman Reigns wants his title back.
Or Cody could fight CM Punk. What if Roman wins the Rumble, right? But then CM Punk cashes in his favor and says, I want a favor, Roman. I want your spot. And boom, CM Punk now is fighting Cody Rhodes. And it might be weird. It might be weird because they're both faces also, and it's a different kind of dynamic than Roman and Cody. CM Punk, he's just going to come and say, I want that main event spot, and I want your title. So that's a definite possibility. And he did say, coming out of his matchup with Seth Rollins as he's walking down the aisle,
Royal Rumble, you're next on the list. Gunther, I'm coming for you. Cody, I'm coming for you.
He directly called out Cody saying, I'm coming for you, and to CM Punk.
I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money.
And him and Cody actually had a banger of a promo at the beginning of last year in January, and holy crap, it was good. Cody saying, I'm more CM Punk than you, and CM Punk saying, I'm more Cody than you. That would sell. That would sell. So CM Punk is definitely a possibility. John Cena is a name that a lot of people are throwing around. In fact, the word on the street backstage is that John Cena is a very, very likely possibility. If The Rock is out of play, why not put John Cena in the spot? I really don't think that's going to happen because if Cody Rhodes beats John Cena, I don't see it as the fans thinking, oh, wow, John Cena passed the torch. No, I think the fans see it as, boo! How dare you beat John Cena on his farewell tour? That was his last WrestleMania. He deserved a win. I think that would totally kill any chances of a babyface Cody Rhodes walking out of there. I threw Brock Lesnar in here, but honestly, the more I think about it, it's just not going to happen. I would have put Brock Lesnar, so we'll just get Brock Lesnar out of the way right now. Brock Lesnar could have gone up against John Cena in a main event, Roman Reigns in a main event, and Cody Rhodes in a main event. They all have history. I know he has history with CM Punk, but I just don't see it with the Paul Heyman connection being so strong right now. Those three he could fight. I could see them wanting to feed Brock to Cody, so Cody has just a very big W on his WrestleMania career, but at the end of the day, I think maybe a Royal Rumble spot is likely for Brock Lesnar, but not a WrestleMania main event because there is still real-world implications of Brock Lesnar being attached to the Vince McMahon lawsuit. And don't bank on the fact that Vince McMahon got a slap on the wrist from the federal investigation. The lawsuit that has implicated, not directly named, but implicated Brock Lesnar, or alluded that it was Brock Lesnar, that is the civil suit. The civil suit has not taken form yet. So Brock Lesnar, while yes, he could be a strong opponent for three people that I just named, I'm just taking him off. I'm taking him off the playing board. So back to Cody Rhodes, we could also do Randy Orton. Randy Orton would be a solid choice. There's a built-in storyline, mentor, mentee. They've been friends for 1,000 years. It would be great. Cody is now in a feud with Kevin Owens. He's probably going to beat Kevin Owens. And then what next? Randy Orton could probably come back. Now, I wonder, though, if they're saving Randy and Cody for SummerSlam, and that way Randy and KO can fight at Mania, because, yeah, I just don't see Randy and Cody right now. I see them pushing it and kicking it down the road just a little, because don't forget, SummerSlam is 2 nights also, so they need some big marquee matches there as well, and yeah, so Cody, Randy, not happening. Your final matchup then for Cody Rhodes in a main event, night 2. I think Cody will get the night 2 spot, by the way. It's going to be Rock, Roman, Cody, a triple threat. And you're like, what? No, I don't want a triple threat. Doesn't matter what you want. Doesn't matter what I want. And all that matters is, well, they gotta do it. What if The Rock can't be in ring shape? That's a lot of cardio. That's a lot of cardio to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Now, I wish they wouldn't have to feel the need to do a 40-minute banger of a match. Just do a 20-minute. You can do a great, solid 20-minute WrestleMania main event, and yet they usually don't do that. So, to cover up The Rock and his inability to maybe have a one-on-one match, and that's not a knock. Like, I couldn't do a 45-second match in WWE. It's just a different kind of mentality and different kind of training to be in a wrestling ring. So, yeah, but anyways, Rock, Roman, Cody, and then you could have The Rock and Roman because, they're not getting any younger. There's only so many appearances that Roman's going to do, and The Rock, he's such a big star. He has his hand in so many pots that, honestly, that it's just lucky that we have him at all. So maybe The Rock and Roman, we get that, but killing two birds with one stone, we also get Rock and Cody, because that feud, even though they did squash it, it could easily reignite real quick. All The Rock has to do is blindside him and say, yeah, I was just playing up to the sponsors. I'm really here to murder you. So, yeah, triple threat. That's definitely a possibility for Cody Rhodes, Rock, and Roman. Now let's focus on Roman. Roman could have the long-awaited legendary The Rock match that they were trying to have at 39, but they could never agree on things, that they wanted to have at 40, but the story called for somebody else, Cody, to finish his story. So now, what if they did it here? And it could be maybe night one, and it could be just a sole WrestleMania night devoted kind of to the bloodline, and we have Roman versus Rock. We finally do it. That would be huge. Very, very huge. And if that was the case, I could see then Cody versus John Cena night 2. But no, I just don't know. I don't think it's happening. I think if The Rock is going to be a part of WrestleMania, he's going to want Cody in it somehow, some way. He's either going to want to go one-on-one with Cody Rhodes or in the triple threat. So Rock versus Roman, only if it's a triple threat. Next opponent for Roman could be Drew McIntyre. This one's a long shot. But if Drew McIntyre captures the world title before WrestleMania, and maybe he is just really, he steps up his game on being this bloodline bounty hunter, and then, Roman says, okay, all right, you got my attention, let's do it. I'll make you and that belt relevant because it's coming home with me. And that would be a good way to get the belt relevant, make Roman actually want it, because Roman, he tore it down one time so bad, so that's a second place belt, and so...
Didn't I beat everybody competing for that title? Doesn't that make all them my number 2s? Shouldn't we call that the loser bracket title?
Roman says, well, it's the first place belt now because I'm a first place guy. Yeah, that one though, very, very long shot. I could see maybe Drew getting a very rare Roman match on Saturday night's main event, free TV, but main event WrestleMania, I just don't see it happening. Roman Reigns could then also fight CM Punk. This one I don't really see happening unless there's a title on the line. Maybe somehow, some way, if it was just Roman versus Cody, what if we did this? Roman versus Cody, and then CM Punk cashes in his favor and gets inserted into the match. Now, Roman would have to agree to it because he owes him a favor. Why would Cody? I don't know. Cody's just like, CM Punk somehow goats him into thinking that if you don't accept my challenge, then you're afraid, and that's all you gotta do. Question Cody, his manhood, and he will give in. He literally had a matchup with Logan Paul one time where the U.S. title, he could have been a double champion, but Logan Paul said, no, I'm not gonna do that. What, are you afraid of me? And Cody basically was like, fine, don't put it on the line. I'm not afraid of you. It'll just be my belt on the line. You can goat Cody into things real quick. So maybe I don't see Roman CM Punk one-on-one, not yet anyways, but I could definitely see CM Punk Roman Cody, and that would get CM Punk in his main event spot. So, but no, I'm not seeing it. Maybe down the line, but for those two to fight, the favor has to come in play. And why would he use a favor to just say, I want to fight you? Not happening. Roman versus John Cena would be a huge marquee match, but again, without a title on the line, there's no reason for these guys to come into conflict with each other. John Cena can come into conflict with anybody if there's a title. But without a title, then John would only go after certain people that are wronging him. And I don't see Roman and John Cena's world really colliding anytime soon. Okay, so what if John Cena, though, challenged you after you won this title right here? How are you going to win the title, though? Well, it's pretty simple. All you got to do is comment below, be a subscriber to the channel, and hit the bell notification, and I will send you this belt. If I pick you, a random comment from a random video, I'm going to pull when I hit 10,000 subscribers. That's right. Why am I doing this? Because I want to go full time, and I'm trying to bribe you. If you like the content and you don't need to be bribed, awesome. Please comment anyways. It's for the engagement. If you hate the content and you need to be bribed, awesome. Comment on the video so you can win this belt. I would appreciate it because, for real, I just want to go full time. I'm sick of the day job. I'm sick of the daily grind. I just want to produce content. And don't get me wrong, though. I'll be working a lot on these videos because they'll just get better. They will just get better. Go watch one of my first videos and you'll see that I'm striving every day to just be like 1% better than the last video, and here we are now. We are growing strong, and we will grow stronger if I can go full time and you can win this belt, and maybe John Cena will want to challenge you in the main event of WrestleMania. Probably night 1. I don't see you getting night 2, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe you'll get this belt and deliver a banger promo on Raw, and people will be like, that's a night 2 main eventer right there, but it won't happen if you don't comment. Up next is John Cena. We already talked about John Cena's possibility with Roman and Cody, so we don't need to repeat ourselves. Just go back and we'll rewatch what I just said. But I see Gunther as a possibility. Gunther, maybe he holds the title all the way to Mania. I don't think he will, but what if he does? He holds the title all the way to WrestleMania. This would be a good way to get the belt in night 1 main event, which the belt desperately needs because they've been doing a horrible job booking that title. It's looking weak. But that said, get it in the main event. And Gunther was the perfect spoil to John Cena. John Cena's all about character and the show business and just, 5 moods of doom and just goofy, having fun. And Gunther, he's all serious. He's a foreign heel. While John Cena's just, I love America. This is like a dream match for the 80s when it was like Russia versus America, even though, Gunther is German, but I digress. You get the point. This would be an excellent match. Get a WrestleMania main event. Get a 17th title win. Everybody's just like, woo, John Cena! John Cena! That would be a very, very good possible match for Gunther. Gunther doesn't have many roads to the main event, but John Cena is definitely one of them. I'm not doing John Cena Rock. We're not going to have thrice in a lifetime with those two. They can go hard with somebody who is a veteran and ring ready, but they can't go against each other when both of them have been training for Hollywood and not WWE. So that's off the table. What about Randy Orton, though? Randy Orton and John Cena, well, their careers, they made each other. If John Cena had an arch nemesis, some people would say Edge, some people would say Chris Jericho, but I think Randy Orton, and those two, they never got a WrestleMania match, and it's a shame. This is when, if you were the champion, you had to fight every Raw, every pay-per-view, no matter what, and so a lot of times it was just John Cena and Randy Orton trading the belt back and forth. You know why John Cena is almost at 17 title reigns and Randy Orton's almost at 15 or 16? It's because they just traded the belts back and forth between each other. Their rivalry was really, really good, and they never got a WrestleMania match. So what if one of them somehow gets the world title and, well, they go and main event night 1 of WrestleMania, and then they can say, well, our feud concluded, we got our final match, and it was at WrestleMania for the title. Amazing stuff. CM Punk and John Cena, they've also had a feud, and it could happen. CM Punk has said he wanted one more match with John Cena, but I don't think it's the time and place for it. They're both faces right now. For CM Punk to fight John Cena, one of them has to turn heel. We can't turn John Cena heel during his retirement run, and CM Punk, we gotta wait. And so that means they would just have, I don't know, I don't want to see CM Punk in a rivalry out of respect. No, I want to see CM Punk always in rivalries where the opponent on the other side literally actually hates him, because that's when he's the best, and when they're going at it. Oh, that was so good. Him and Seth, that's what I'm referring to, and Drew even. But yeah, CM Punk and John Cena, their characters are just not aligned to have a match at WrestleMania. And John Cena's final opponent for WrestleMania that I see him being in the main event with is actually Logan Paul. John Cena and Logan Paul is a dream match for the press, for publicity. I can see this match going on the card, even if they don't main event. But if somehow, some way, Logan Paul gets the world title from Gunther, which they have actually teased at the Netflix press conference, a feud between those two. Well, if Gunther and Logan Paul goes to Royal Rumble and Logan Paul somehow gets the belt off of Gunther, well, John Cena fighting Logan Paul would be an excellent feud for the main event of night one. It would get the world belt in the main event, it would get a lot of publicity, and it would get John Cena a win for the 17th and send the crowd home happy. John Cena main evented WrestleMania one last time. We got 2 more to go. We got Rhea Ripley and CM Punk. Oh, no, we got 1 more. I just thought of another one. We'll do it after Rhea Ripley, though. Okay, so Rhea Ripley, she probably is not going to be fighting The Rock or Brock Lesnar. Nope. I think she has a better shot at fighting either Charlotte Flair or Becky Lynch. These two are kind of, the reasoning is basically the same here. Rhea Ripley is a megastar waiting to happen. I know Triple H wants to just push her to the moon. If you look at how she was booked, even when she lost, she was a total superhuman. She was basically Wonder Woman all of last year, and she finally got the belt. I could see them wanting her to main event WrestleMania. They just had The Undertaker crown her and anoint her, saying, "You are the next superstar." So Rhea Ripley could fight Charlotte Flair or Becky, because she doesn't have a lot of options in regards to someone that you would believe could take the belt off her at WrestleMania. And so Charlotte Flair, though, definitely could. Becky definitely could. Charlotte Flair has had a beef with Rhea ever since she was called up in her NXT days, knowing that she was the next superstar lined up. So he could finish their trilogy of matches at WrestleMania. Or Becky, she lost her title to Rhea Ripley last year. She had the flu. She could easily come back and say, "You know what? You caught me when I had the flu. I'm not making excuses, but I had the flu. Let's go again when I'm perfectly healthy." Those two could have banger matches. And it's basically Becky and Charlotte can always just re-enter and be credible threats to anyone, even Wonder Rhea. And then there's also Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair, she has already main evented WrestleMania night one, so I could definitely see her doing it again. She's been in the tag team division for a very long time, but I think at any moment she could just exit and go right for the championship. That's how good she is. I know they have positioned Bianca Belair kind of like Cena, just this good guy who's just super tough, doesn't eat a lot of losses. Her and Rhea could have a banger of a match, but I think that would, because Bianca's a face and so is Rhea right now, I just don't see it happening. I think if anyone was going to do it, it's going to be Charlotte. This is a long shot, though. I don't see Rhea main eventing. I don't see the women main eventing night one through the match before the main event, just like they were last year on night 2, but it is a possibility. It is a possibility. It depends on how things play out. Next up, Tangaloa. Tangaloa could pretty much walk up to anybody at any moment and say, "I'm in the main event of WrestleMania." The reason why I don't think they're going to do that is because it would be unbelievable for anyone to actually beat Tangaloa. I think they need to keep Tangaloa away from the main event scene as long as possible. We need to placate Tangaloa with lots of money and say, "Please, Tangaloa, don't enter the main event scene. Nobody could believably beat you." And I think Tangaloa, in his mercy and grace, is going to say, "All right, just give me fat amounts of money, and I'll just sit on the sidelines for now. But WrestleMania 42, we're going to have to renegotiate." So we'll cross WrestleMania 42's main event next year and see if Tangaloa is going to be held off until then. But CM Punk though, but our final main eventer is CM Punk. All of his possibilities. Gunther could definitely be a possibility, kind of like John Cena, other than the fact that Gunther's not necessarily tailor-made to be a CM Punk villain. But those guys have been fighting on the house circuit, so they've been like kind of fine-tuning a match, which usually means a program is about to happen between two said wrestlers. So what if it happens at WrestleMania? I think it's actually going to happen before. I think it's actually going to happen at Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber, and CM Punk is actually going to walk into WrestleMania as world champion. But if he doesn't and Gunther still holds it, well, that's a perfect spot for CM Punk to just fight Gunther for the title at Mania Night 1. I could see it happening, but I don't see it happening because the real money isn't there. There's no real heat between the two. I'm sure they could get some. I'm sure we could get some, but I don't know. They've been playing Gunther as this like respectable tweener guy, and yeah, I think they've cooled down on Gunther a lot. It's really hurt his aura. So CM Punk will see money elsewhere. Where will he see the money? Well, you got two choices: Seth freaking Rollins or Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk had that trilogy of matches last year, that just feud of the year, greatest moments of the year, just the greatest everything of the year. That was awesome, and that seems to be a forever feud in which if we need something in an emergency, we could start it on a dime. We could have CM Punk make some random comment and Drew gets offended and wants to murder him again. It's easy to reignite that feud, and it's probably just the same with Seth Rollins. We were going to have this as your Night 1 main event last year, but CM Punk got injured by Drew McIntyre on accident, we think. No, he really did accident. But yeah, they were going to have this match when he tore his tricep. So then we had to postpone it, and we just had the first matchup on the first Raw, and it was a great match, and the promos leading into it were even better. But that said, CM Punk won. But if this is to be a trilogy of matches, well, WrestleMania could be the end goal where we see who is the better. Okay, I fought you on Raw, and then we fought at Elimination Chamber. WrestleMania, let's decide this. And if we decide it here, Seth or CM Punk, well, they've already won the belt. So I could definitely see Seth versus Punk or Drew versus Punk. Or maybe CM Punk doesn't walk into Mania with the title, but Drew McIntyre does or Seth Rollins does. Someone's going to beat Gunther on the way to WrestleMania, probably at the Rumble, and then those three will go on. The next possibility is a triple threat. Drew and Seth versus CM Punk. I could definitely see that because even Drew and Seth, while Drew seems to be trying to recruit Seth, if we just hold that off, what if that actually causes a feud between Drew and Seth? The more he tries to get Seth on his side, it causes conflict there. And so then we have a three-way conflict of Drew hating on Seth and Punk, and they all hate each other, right? Until WrestleMania. Punk can win, and then Seth can join Drew McIntyre on his quest to defeat the Bloodline and CM Punk. But yeah, that would be a decent three-way match because they even had conflict and beef at SummerSlam. So there's a lot of animosity here. I usually don't like triple threats, but I could see this one actually making sense to happen other than, we just gotta throw these guys together. So that could happen. Or this one I don't want. We could do a fatal four-way with Drew, Seth, Punk, and Gunther if we want to keep Gunther strong until WrestleMania. I don't see that one happening though. Then it would feel forced getting Gunther in that one, but I could definitely see that triple threat. And so now I turn to my imaginary crystal ball to see who will be Night 1, Night 2. Night 1, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre triple threat. That, like I said, has a lot of history and animosity there. If there was any worthy triple threat, I could see that one being it. Let's go to Night 2 now. Crystal ball, what do you see? Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. 3 in a row. Never been done, and this would be the only time they could do it. If The Rock doesn't show, there you go. I bet we have John Cena versus Logan Paul in the mix there somewhere as well, but on the undercard, not the main event. So there you have it. What do you think of my picks? Do you think that I've covered all the possibilities? And who do you think will be Night 1, Night 2, WrestleMania? Please comment below, and you boys, you girls, have a great day.